Hello, hello. It is Team Practice Makes for Perfect Team Call Sunday. I was going to say February, January 19th. Okay. Yeah.
1 month at a time.
Yes, right. Okay, so a couple of things that and the reason why I'm recording this is because Rebecca and Jamie, you need to hear this too. There's a couple of things that I wanted to, or announcements that I wanted to share. The first one is that I just posted the Success Club rewards for 2020 on the team page, so take a look at that. I also shared the National Wake Up Call for tomorrow. If you don't listen to tomorrow, please make sure you listen on Tuesday. And I wanted to also remind you guys, and I'm just looking at my phone, bear with me here, that on the 2nd, I know that the 2nd is Super Bowl Sunday. So please let me know if you still want to do the Push to Diamond call on the 2nd, or if you want me to push it to the 3rd. So think about it. You know, we
don't have real TV, so Super Bowl is nothing to me.
Okay. In our house, I mean, it's over by usually like 8:39 anyway, but I don't know if anybody's going to be out, but I'm going to leave it here. I'll make a post about it again anyway, just putting it in people's minds. It was brought to my attention and I completely forgot. Also, this is the other thing. I was talking to a friend of mine that I had met in the Hey Girl Academy. She is also a coach, but she also teaches finance. And raise your hand. Go into your back office, do you look at your commissions? Do you look at where it's coming from? Do you track all of that? Raise your hand if you do.
I look at it, but no, I don't track it.
So I figured that you guys were pretty much a similar situation that I am. I don't even, honestly, I'm probably 10 times worse than all of you, and I will admit to it. I don't look at it at all. I never have, just not part of my MO. So she's kind of using me as a test dummy to just kind of pretty much do an assessment for the first quarter, just to see like where the commissions are coming from. Are they coming from BOD renewals? Are they coming from selling challenge packs? Are they coming from just doing collagen, Shakeology? Like, where are all these coming from, so that, you know, we can kind of, instead of wait to the end of the month to hit a certain, forget about Success Club, but just more of like a number for commission versus rushing and being like, I need to reach this so that I can have at least have my Shakeology paid for, that kind of thing. So she's using me as a test dummy, and I figured, you know what? I was like, if I don't know, I'm pretty sure you guys don't know, and this might be something that might be beneficial. So if you guys are totally cool with this, and I'll wait till the recording is posted so that the other girls can answer. Let me know, because then I can have Martha come on. And I told her probably sometime in February that she can talk about kind of what she does and how she can help us. And I even have homework that I have to hand into her. Because, I mean, honestly, I leave it up to Andy. He looks at what my paycheck is and he's like, you did good, or good job, or whatever. I don't never look at it. To me, it's more of building the relationships with you guys versus the dollar amount. But again, I should know, so that, like, let's say Lisa Lou is on Home Direct and 1 month she doesn't do it for whatever reason, I can be like, hey, is everything okay? How are you doing? And she can be like, oh, you know, we have been sick with the flu for a month. Oh, well, have you thought, I don't know if you realize, hydrate could help. It's better than Gatorade, you know, that kind of thing. So that's kind of how this could be beneficial to us versus, you know, pushing for the sale, pushing for this. We can kind of nurture and grow financially as well. So that's what I also wanted to share with you. And the other thing that I wanted to share with you, and then we'll talk about a bunch of other things. Okay. So I don't know if you guys saw my post tonight. Next Monday, I think that is the, oh crap, I think I just messed up my phone. Hold on. That's the 24th. Yeah. No, just kidding. Looking at the wrong month. 27th. I am going to do a kind of like a sneak peek into what a challenge group is. But what I'm going to be using, and if you want to jump on this as well, you can. And I'm going to show you in a second what this looks like. I'm going to be using this image that my girlfriend Angie made that is absolutely insane. And basically what this is an image of all of the promo workouts. So the sample workouts, the promo workouts. And so I'm going to do it for 5 days, Monday through Friday. And I'm also going to share grocery lists. I'm going to share recipes, meal planning, like all of that. Kind of going back like old school to when I first started. My first free group was a sneak peek into what an accountability group is. Because a lot of people didn't know what it was and how it could be helpful to them. And this also kind of gives people an into BOD without having to sign up for that 7-day, 14-day free trial. So I'm going to share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about, because this is flipping amazing. So Angie made this, right? So this is the free sample workouts. And what she also did, which I thought was pretty awesome, is if you click on here, if I click on it, which it did, it's going to bring you right up to the, if my computer decides to wake up, the preview. Oh, yep, here we go. Sorry. So anyway, so the sample's right here. So you see it? So I thought that this was pretty awesome. So she has, right? You guys can totally see what she has. I don't have to say it. But they can click on it and stream it. They don't need BOD. They don't need anything. They just need a computer, right? To click on this PDF and off you go. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So I thought that this was really cool to kind of take this, incorporate, nutrition. It doesn't have to be containers. It could be, just clean eating ideas. Share like a grocery list on like Saturday, share recipes, and then kick off Monday. And it's just kind of like what we do here. And I may even, no, I'm not going to do it on the tracker. Forget it. Just kidding. But it may even be like just to kind of get their feet wet, just trying different things. And like even when I don't know if you guys saw my post, like I was like, let me see I don't even know what I said. What did I say? Okay, so blah 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 blah. Okay, so it was okay, you get it to test out the incredible fitness programs before you buy them, because once you will try them, I know you will love them, and we'll also be sharing grocery lists and menus and stuff. So it's basically kind of saying here, like, I'm gonna say to you, I may even use this pen as an example. Okay, I'm going to let you test out this pen for a day. And I know that once you use it, because it is a pen and it erases, that you're going to fall in love with it. And in hindsight, as I grabbed this pen, I shit you not, I borrowed this pen from Allie when we were in at Summit, fell in love with it, took a snapshot of it, and bought this pack. So, I mean, but it's kind of like the same idea. And honestly, as I'm saying that, I'm going to write that down so that I can use that tomorrow as a post. So, but I mean, it's the same concept. Like if you say, hold on, let me just write this down. Try it, love it, buy it. I mean, it's the same kind of concept. Is that like sometimes you want to test out a face wash before you actually go to Costco or BJ's and buy a whole stack of it, right? It's that same kind of concept. It's like you wanted to try the shakes before you bought a full month of it. So that kind of thing. And, I may throw in, I don't have any samples, but except for peppermint, but like I could throw in a couple of samples, who knows? But that's kind of another way to get people engaged when it's not a journaling group or a water group's different, but like, you know what I mean? Instead of just a generic, hey, join me kind of group. So I thought this was pretty awesome. And I'm kicking that off on the 27th. So like those were kind of just a few of the main things that I wanted us to remind you guys about. And I also just wanted to kind of just do a check-in with you. Right now I have about like five or six conversations with people, and I'm just waiting for them to purchase, like just waiting for them to be like, okay, I'm ready. Like we're close. I have one that I think is going to do it Wednesday. And then I have one that bought a Fire Stick. So she was trying to see if it worked. So she used her login, which we know doesn't work if you don't actually have BOD. So she used mine as a test and it worked. So that kind of thing. But that's kind of where I was going, and I just wanted to share it with you because, and what I'll do is I'll share this PDF from Angie on the team page, because literally like I was like at work and she like, when she's bored, she'll like make weird, crazy stuff. And all of a sudden that popped in and I was like, huh. And then she was like, you need to click on the image and it will take you to the workout. I was like, that's even better. I was like, send it to my Facebook because I can't do it from my phone. I was like, wow, that's so cool. So yeah, so I wanted to share that with you guys. And the back office thing, and I think that was it. Yeah. But how do you guys feel that you did? I know that, it's been about 2 weeks that Jamie suggested the whole check-in thing. Has it helped? Is it like, ugh, I don't even want to do it? Like, is it pushing you? What do you guys think?
It's helped me be more accountable with it. I've definitely been making more conversations. I don't know that any of them are at the point of a sale yet, because it's just kind of that growing the conversation and the relationship. Okay. But it's definitely helped. I did do stuff yesterday. I just didn't post my picture.
That's all right. So. It's Saturday. Typically, just so that you guys know, is like either Saturday or Sunday, one of those 2 days, I kind of just don't do anything. And then I kind of regroup the other weekend day just to give myself breathing room. What about you, Jess? How are you doing with it?
I think that me physically checking in is a hassle to remember, but I have scheduled my break time at work is my power hour. So I get an hour of break at work. So I am literally like, I lock myself in the break room or I find some place to go, and that's all I'm doing.
Okay.
I get my tracker out.
Do you do it Monday through Friday? Do you typically do it around about the same time?
Yes.
Okay. So my suggestion to you is that when you're done, before you get up, like let's say, I'm just going to use this let's say you do it from 1 to 2. So maybe put a reminder in your phone at 1:50. Say, take a picture, send it to the group. Okay. So it forces you to do it as just a reminder. It may or may not help. Because I know, like, a while ago, maybe 2 summers ago, Vic, you and I were sharing food pictures.
Yes.
And I would totally forget to send her pictures. So then it got to the point where I was just putting a reminder in my phone of, like, text Vic pictures because I knew I would forget. So it could help.
Well, I have so I've been using the tracker, and then I've been using the second page that comes with that.
Yep.
But instead of using that as just the people that I'm talking to, I'm starting to build up my list again.
Oh, good.
So like I used to have, I don't know what happened to them because everybody's houses merged into one house. So like my parents' house and then Andrew's stuff.
Yep.
And I don't know what happened to them. So I'm trying to rebuild them. So like I have my warm market list. I have my stories list. I have my, like, I'm starting to like use that for my list so then I can go back and check them.
Okay.
And then I can go back through and as I'm talking to them be like, oh, okay, I talked to that person today. Oh, I talked to this person this week. Oh, okay. And then just keep track that way so that I know which list I need to work on more and so forth, because before I just had one really big list and it wasn't working before.
Do you use any program to track?
No.
Okay. I'm going to make that a note to do training on it because there's so many different. Like there's Google Streak, there's Asana, there's TeamZ, there's just making a spreadsheet. I mean, like there's so many different forms of it. And honestly, it's totally what works for you. And I've done both. I've done Asana. Excuse me. I've never done Google Streak for myself, but I've been in it for various coaches that I've assisted. And I've done Asana and TeamZ for myself. I like TeamZ only because you can export from Facebook, you can export from like various programs, and it just like pulls it in for you, one-stop shop. But again, I mean, the main thing that we want to do is build up our email list so that you can send, and I'm sure Vic, you got one of them recently, like I send a constant contact email. I try to do it like once every 2 weeks. Some I send to everybody, like I did that last one that I just did, or I'll just send it to like people that are interested, or if it's like coach related, it would be customers, like that kind of thing, depending on, I get to pick and choose.
So all of the people that you're talking to, you're asking for their email?
I'm making sure that I am going forward. Yes.
Okay.
I hadn't before, but like going like few years ago to now, I try to get their email address only so that like, even if I'm doing like a mass mailing, like my last one, Vic, did you get that one? Mm-hmm. About the caregiver one?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So this was just a generic email. Like it wasn't selling a product. It wasn't anything. It was more of just tips and tricks for caregivers. And like I gave like 3 or 4 tips. And then I kind of also threw in, like, if you want an additional accountability, let me know. But I even tried to do an Instagram story, like saying, like, drop your email below. And because of all the stupid bots, I got like nothing from it. But then I had a random girl just said, please, I need help, you know, add me to your list. So I added her to my list. But we can talk about that another time.
And then you're using the emails from the web, like a coach site.
Well, yeah. So if they're a current customer,
right,
I was able to pull, right. So I was able to go into my back office and pull all of their emails, and I added it to TeamZ for tracking. And then I added it to Constant Contact for the emails, or MailChimp, whatever you use. But now going forward, I try to ask for emails, just so that they can be on my mass email thread. Because it could be a video, it could be a topic, and then like I pick and choose what group I want to send it to depending on the topic. So like before the holidays, I did a mass email for, do you want to pick a marathon or do you want to take a sprint going into 2020? So your sprint was 6 weeks of work. Your marathon was 100 MM100. So this was geared toward new customers or prospects versus customers. So I was able to pick and choose. But we can talk more about that as we go further.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would definitely, like, as you're talking to people, and you'd be like, hey, can I have your email just so that when you're ready, or if I have any other information, I can email it to you, that kind of thing, just so you have it.
Right.
I mean, because sometimes they may want the information via email versus messenger or text. I mean, I've had that too, where people are like, send me an email. Okay. But so the other thing I wanted, Vic, did you talk to Jess about what you and I talked about on Friday with your
water group?
Yeah.
No, I have not talked to her yet. We haven't had a chance to.
So Vic had mentioned to me that you guys were you were thinking of extending this to the end of January. And then basically saying, we're kicking this off in February. This is our new group. We would love for you to join us. Let us know how we can be helpful, blah, 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 blah. So what I suggested to her was pretty much use this week as like your final week, so that like you kind of breadcrumb your group, whatever it may be for February, right? You breadcrumb the benefits to it. You breadcrumb Shakeology, Performance Line, the bars, whatever you guys are using, because I'm sure you both aren't using the same thing. Or like I can jump in and talk about collagen. I can talk about, I don't have any more of the vegan ones, but the beach bars, whatever it may be, right? But use this week as your final week, because you kind of, if you want to get them into February, you want to use the week of the 27th to build those conversations with those people, to be like, hey, we're closing enrollment out on the 30th, and we would love for you to join us. This now is the time, however you phrase it, but kind of use this last week to be like, this is the last week we've decided, hey, we've extended it for one more week because you guys are killing it. You're doing such a great job, blah, 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 whatever. And just be like, listen, we're going to let this go for another week because we're so proud of all the work that you've been doing. But we're going to share some amazing things throughout the week of our next group starting 2/1, and we would love for you to join us. And kind of give that week of the 27th through the 31st, you two time to have those conversations with the ladies that are in the group that aren't coaches or customers, to have that conversation with them and be like, oh my God, Lisa, you have killed this water challenge and your step challenge. And I know it's freaking cold out. Do you want to take it to the next level with a workout at home? I can help you with nutrition. Blah, blah. I sounded better on Friday, though. I seriously sounded so much better on Friday.
It sounded about the same both days.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But I was more hyper on Friday. I was like...
You were like a squirrel on Friday.
I was very, very hyper Friday. But that was my suggestion to Vic.
So what if we take it as a twist and kind of try and get them into the group you're talking about too? Because then they're going to see a full circle with it.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely do that. You can definitely say you want to take it to the next level, the next phase, and test out some and get a free sample of some amazing programs and a menu and a grocery list. Come join us on this group, whatever I call it, and set it up as. But yeah, I mean, definitely, you can definitely 100% do that. But the only little caveat or concern that I would have from that is you guys have been nurturing these people.
Right, they're going to hop from us to you.
Right, and I don't know how they would feel on that transition, because they're already in that water group. They're already doing the steps. They already see what your accountability is like. That's why I'm saying take this week, continue to nurture them, but throw in those seeds. Because, I mean, like, honestly, like, I've seen the conversations. I've seen as like a watcher. And to me, it's like if I were one of those people, like, wow, look at what I've accomplished in a week. Look what I've accomplished the second week. I want more. I want to drink more of the Vicky Just juice. How do I get it? That kind of thing.
Right.
But that's not a bad idea. I mean, there's always that option. Like if they're on the fence, you can 100% throw them in there. That's not a problem. Cause you know me, more the merrier. But, just that was the whole point, is that I was telling Vic that I think that if you drag it on an extra week, it might be overkill. Whereas you want to you have their attention now. Get them into that February group now by getting them into either spot or whatever it may be.
Vic, do you know what our February theme is?
No, we
Oh.
haven't figured that one out yet. Remember?
I don't know. I got to pull out my old stuff.
Here, actually, wait. You know what? Just give me 1 second because I'm going to make you two.
I think my old stuff was self-love.
Hold
I
on.
February.
think so too.
Yes. Is that right?
Hold on. I'm going to see what mine were because mine, I bet you were pretty damn funny back in the day.
I was going back through all of our old messages this morning, just so you know, Jeff.
Oh, God. That can't be good. Why?
So I did a clean eating 101 in February. Let's see. What else did I do? Your groups. What the hell? I want groups. Why did it take me somewhere else?
June, July, August, October, September.
Yeah, that's not happening. I bet you I can do it this way, though. Canva. I used to get super creative with names and stuff. What did we do? Okay, well, that's spring. We did lift into spring. Transform your life in 2019. Oh my God, these names, Jody, what the hell? I used to save them all the time, and now I can't find them.
Yeah, all I can find is my calendar. Why didn't I save that?
I did a glimpse into a healthier you as my 7-day group. And I even had a crystal ball.
A crystal ball.
I had a crystal ball.
Self-love February. Find the missing pieces of your heart. What's this thing?
Fun-loving February. It's all about the love, baby. Oh my God.
Yeah, but I don't have any of my like check-ins, like my daily things. I don't know why I don't have any of those. Maybe I didn't do it like that back then.
I didn't start in your groups till like, I think it was April or May, but I remember you telling me about how
Okay, you ready?
explained them.
I'm ready.
Account. Okay, so it says February Fit Club. Real original. I'm telling you, watch out. But my favorite of all favorites, gobble till you wobble, baby. My God. And some of these things are like freaking ugly. This one cracks me up. I did this post. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't see it. Can you see the image?
I see a person running. Are
Yeah.
you something?
Yeah, that's me
Mm.
from our Tough Mudder. And it says, are you driven, motivated, passionate, a team player, ready for changes? If this describes you, comment below. Anyway.
It clearly got something.
Okay, so is it
It
that
was
you guys
clearly
need a
beneficial
theme
to
for
some extent.
February? Is that what your problem is? Is that what you're thinking? How about love yourself? Well, it doesn't have to be February, but love yourself boot camp. Love will keep us. The Love Boat. Instead of Love Boat, do. Well, no, you should really do the Love Boat and do them all Love Boat themes. And the funny thing is that anybody that's younger than us would have no idea what we're talking about. they would have no idea what the hell we're talking about. And that's okay. But I think that really should be a theme.
I talked about walkie-talkies the other day in class. And the kids are like, what? What is a walkie-talkie? And I'm like, what do you mean, what is a walkie-talkie? And I'm like, shh, over and out. And they're like, what? They just looked at me like I had lost my mind. And I mean, I'm like, I know, I mean, I get that you're like 4 and 5, but like, come on, guys. Like, your parents don't know what walkie-talkies are? They're not teaching you what that is? Like, what in the world?
Okay, ready? Hold on.
She's lost her mind. It's too late for this shit.
It's not doing the music. I want the music.
I'm not feeling the love boat. Tell her she's lost her mind.
Oh my God, that should totally be the group. I'm totally kidding. Don't use that. Okay, I'm going to stop recording because now I'm being silly. So anything that we've missed, come get me.